Hello, my name is Sarah. Welcome to the It is a Sarah podcast. Today it is Monday, October 20, 2025, and in this episode I want to share my handwerk perikelen. That's a Dutch word for my creative adventures from this week with you. I'm coming to you from the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English. I love to knit, I love to crochet, and I love to talk, so that's the perfect combination for making this podcast. I make my episodes in Dutch and in English, so be sure you pick the right one. Okay, today I must confess I'm not feeling very well. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. I think that's a very nice way of saying you're not feeling well in English. Nothing bad, I'm just having a cold and very low energy, and this morning I wondered if it wouldn't be better to just grab a blanket and a cup of tea and some knitting to recharge, but I really missed chatting to you last week, so I decided to make an easy peasy podcast episode today with no editing, just chatting and with the cup of tea, and I'm surrounded by all the projects and all the yarn. So that's also very good for recovering, I guess. Let me start with saying something practical about my Monday episodes. For quite some years now, I make my episodes in Dutch and in English every Monday. And those episodes are similar, only difference is the language. And it worked fine for me for quite a while. But since a few weeks, I get a little bit bored and it's not in a flow anymore, so I thought it's time to change. So that's what I will do from today. I will make two different episodes, one in Dutch and one in English, but they will be different. I will make a kind of vloggy episode and a chatty episode. This today is the chatty episode. The Dutch one will be a vloggy episode, and I will turn it around every week. So 1 week you will get a chatty episode, 1 week you will get a vloggy episode. Of course, my handwerk perikelen, my creative adventures, still will be the same every week, but it's more in the vloggy episode I will show you what I'm doing, and in the chatty episode I will tell you about the things I did that week. Because YouTube is adding subtitles and even voiceovers everywhere, it might be possible for you, if you want to watch both. I think the Dutch episode there are only English subtitles and voiceovers. As soon as they will, there will be more options, I will add them, but that's not at the moment. So yeah. I am not wearing any knitwear, but I am wearing a woolly layer, which is really making me happy. This chocolate brown merino woolen t-shirt. I really love the merino woolen long sleeves. Okay, but there will be no editing today. Did I already? Yeah, I already mentioned that. So it will be a hard day for Miss Perfect. But I think it's good to go out of your comfort zone every now and then, also for Miss Perfect. I was talking about what I'm wearing. This was a little gift to myself last weekend. Our girls celebrated their birthdays. Their birthdays are quite close to each other, and I think as a mom you can spoil yourself with something, because raising kids, it is a very lovely task to do, but it can be challenging every now and then, and I think it's not really challenging anymore to me because they are 16 and 19, but it was quite a job since they were born, so I deserved a woolly layer. I bought it at my favorite online shop, which is called Little Shop Around the Corner. It's a little online shop with all the stuff I love. Oh, there's a fly inside. That's weird because it's autumn. I don't want you to be with me. We have a no edit episode. Don't bother me. It's autumn and still there is a fly. Okay. So I ordered this lovely woolly layer at her shop, and of course there was also some yarn, but I will tell you more about that at the end of the episode. I love it. I have several long sleeves. This is from the brand Engel. I think that's from Germany, and yeah, I just love the color. It's called cinnamon, but it's more a chocolate color to me. And it's very autumnal weather in the Netherlands right now, but it's not cold. So my woolly items are a little bit too warm, and I also haven't changed my summer and winter wardrobe yet. I planned it last week, but I didn't make it. So this is actually perfect for now. Okay, I have 2 finished objects, and let me begin with the smallest one because they are so cute. I made a pair of banana socks last week. Cute little baby socks. I really loved those baby knits, those tiny small garments, and also the socks. I think they are really hard jumping to make. They are quite often quick knits, but they also look so sweet and adorable. But I don't have many babies in my life at the moment. So these are for a baby which is actually not quite close to me. So, but I really felt I wanted to knit a baby item. So I knitted her some socks. I have a few patterns for those tiny lovely baby socks, but they are really newborn socks, and this isn't a newborn baby anymore. She's from August, and I noticed when I gave those newborn socks as a present, quite often they won't fit very quickly. So I wanted to knit something bigger, and I started with knitting a bigger baby sock. But it looked a little bit weird, and it was actually quite big, more a toddler size. I guess my kids always had quite small feet, so I'm not quite sure, but yeah, it looked weird. I didn't like it, so I decided to do something different. And then I remembered the banana socks. I made them before for my little niece. She was a toddler already by then, and she could walk. But the banana socks, you can also make them for adults. They don't have a heel, and that makes them a one size fits all. Apparently, obviously those won't fit all, but because there's no heel, you can grow, and especially for kid socks, that's very helpful because their feet will grow quite quickly, and especially for babies. Yeah, I really love the idea. So I used the free pattern on Ravelry from a German knitter, Bananen Socken is it called. There are several banana socks options, and this pattern is, she told it's not her pattern, but she heard the way of knitting those socks, and she just shared her notes, and it's very easy, very plain. So what I did is cast on 40 stitches. That was the same as I did for the socks I was knitting, and yeah, I think they are not too wide but also not too tight. And you start, I'm knitting those from cuff down. I'm knitting those cuff down, and you start with a border. I knitted 10 rounds knit 2 purl 2, and then you at the back you just keep knitting knit 2 purl 2. You won't change anything, and at the front you are knitting horizontal ribbing. So you can choose. The pattern says between 3 and 5 rounds of knitting and then purling. I chose for 3 rounds because those are very tiny. So I started with 3 knit rounds, then 3 purl rounds, knit, purl, knit, purl. I wasn't sure how long I would make them. And then I thought, okay, I love those round numbers in knitting patterns, and 10 is my favorite number. So I knitted 10 rounds of ribbing. Then I added 10 purl, how do you call them? Purl pieces. 10 purl sections. And I also decreased to 10 stitches for the toe. And I was very, very happy when I did weigh the socks. They weigh 10 grams per sock. So it was meant to be. So with 20 grams you can make this tiny little pair. I'm not sure how they will fit because they are still here. So I'm not sure. I think they will. You can fold them double, and then it's more like a very nice cozy sock. yeah, it's looking a little bit weird, but I think they will be perfect. When I knitted those for my niece, my sister told me that the fit was good. The heel, I only made them quite narrow, so she couldn't wear them for a longer time. But yeah, I think they will be lovely. Lovely tiny little gift knit. Banana socks. Okay. Oh, the yarn. It is sock yarn, and it was gifted to me by one of my knitting friends. It doesn't have a brand, but it's beautiful light pink with a little bit of darker pink and orange and brown speckles. And yeah, it was really fun knitting with it. Okay. My next finished object is a sweater. Here it is. I really love it. It is such a beautiful sweater. Let me grab my phone. Last year in November I was in a Dutch shop and I saw a very bright pink sweater with a lovely stitch pattern, and I took a picture of it. The bright pink was not really my thing, but I really loved the stitch pattern. And a few months later, that was in November, and in February I found a pattern on Ravelry. I really love, I always use Ravelry for my new patterns, and it's my basic settings are when I search for patterns hot right now, so the popular patterns will disappear in the range of popularity. But you can change that, and I also love to check the recently added patterns, because there are also smaller designers or less popular patterns which I want to see, and otherwise they never will come up unless I search for certain patterns. So I do that every now and then too, and then I found this pattern, and I won't edit it in today because of the under the weather feeling, but I can show you my notes on my phone. I have to search for it. This is the Nyezi pullover. Can you see it like this? And it's a design by Noma and Ndlovu, and I'm sorry if I pronounced that not right. I saw this pattern and I immediately fell in love with the stitch pattern. It's a dropped shoulder construction, knitted top down, and yeah, I just loved it. So I bought the pattern and I casted it on, and I am using Lang Yarn's lamb's wool for it. It was gifted to me by Lang Yarn's last year or maybe the year before. It's a little bit of a brown grayish color, and yeah, I really love the look of it. It is color 69, I guess, 50 gram, 150 meters, and it really feels soft and nice. It was a pleasure to knit with. I thought, I received 10 balls of this yarn, and I thought that I picked the size of the pattern, which was the biggest size I could make with 10 balls, but I only used 6, so I'm a little bit confused. I have 4 left, and that's perfect for a baby knit. Yeah, it was less than I thought, and for a long time I thought this would be my sweater. It was not really something I wanted in my wardrobe, but when I was trying it on, it really felt good, and it's really, the lamb's wool is really so soft and not itchy, and yeah, just very light but also very warm, so I love it. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is how it will hold. It's not a cheap yarn, and the softer the yarn, the bigger the chance it will pill a lot. I don't know how that will be, but I was knitting this sweater every now and then, and yeah, I really love the construction. I really love the top down dropped shoulder construction with those nice little details at the back. Very easy to knit, a very repetitive stitch pattern, not boring but also not difficult. And last week or 2 weeks ago, my youngest girl, she saw what I was making and she said, "For who is that sweater?" And I thought, oh, I don't know, maybe for myself. I actually don't know. She says, I like it. So she tried it on and it was perfect on her. And she really loved the feeling of the yarn and she's really happy with it. So yeah, it's fine. I can borrow it from her when I want to one day, but I just love it. So really a lovely knit. I absolutely recommend this pattern. Yeah, I'm also happy it's finished because I casted it on in February. And it's good to have things from your needles every now and then. So, Nyezi Pullover by, oh, I forgot the name. It's because the letters, I'm not used to the letters that way. Nyezi Pullover by, oh, Noma Ndlovu. Okay, then I have some projects on my needles I wanted to give you a short update of. I forgot one. Let me grab it. There's a lot happening on my needles and I'm sorry about the nose. I don't want to make that noise, but I have to. That's why I was doubting about filming an episode. It's real life. I know a lot of you love that, but it's not a very attractive sound. I don't even know how you say it in English. In Dutch we call it je neus ophalen, je neus snuiten. Blowing your nose. Maybe I have to do that. I focused quite a lot on my shawl. It's also for my youngest. She's really the spoiled one in this house. This is really a lovely pattern by a Dutch designer. Leah is her name and her company is called Koperdraadje. And I bought this as a set. A lovely yarn. I won't deep dive in it because I will tell you all about it when it's finished and I hope that will be next week. But I am really focusing on finishing it. I'm decreasing, so the end is near and that's really lovely. I am having so much fun with this pattern and I also really want it off my needles right now. So I think next week I will share all the details. And there are two more things. I haven't worked on my Kringloop vest, my favorite cardigan I'm making a remake of. I ignored it for more than a week, but within a few weeks I will visit Knit Fest in Switzerland. It's very exciting to me. It's my first yarn event in another country. It's a new knitting and crochet festival and they invited me with a lot of other people to do a talk and do some filming and whatever more, and yeah, that's really exciting. And also it's exciting to go to Switzerland. I've been in Switzerland before when we were on holiday, but never all by myself. I will go by train and I will tell you all about it. I will bring you with me. So yeah, it will be the first weekend of November. No, not really the first. 9 and 10 November or 8 and 9 November, the Saturday and the Sunday. And I would love to have this cardigan finished, but time's flying. So it is very thick yarn, Rauma Vams. So I don't know if it's possible, but I would love to have this as my coat, as my bigger cardigan. I don't think it's necessary to wear this inside. It will be way too warm, but I would love to have that. I don't love to wear a coat, a jacket, and I love to wear warm woolly cardigans. Instead of that, I have others, so it's okay, but I would love to wear this one. So we shall see if I can make it. And the other one is this one. I really had fun working on my Scrappy Lowrider. It's absolutely such a lovely project. I love crocheting granny squares. I also love the colors. They're not granny squares, I'm sorry, it are granny stripes. It's a pattern by Claudine Powell from the Iron Lamp, and I think this sleeve is quite close to the right length. I will add borders, knitted borders. The pattern is 100% crochet, but I will combine it with a knit to purl to border. And then I have to add a few rows, only a few, I guess, to the bottom part, and then I can add the knitted border. And the only thing is all the yarn ends. I'm not sure if I will weave them in or if I will search for another clever way. I'm not sure what to do with them. They will make it a challenge to have it finished before Knitfest. I would love to wear this because it's a knitting and crochet festival and this cardigan will be knitted and crocheted. So yeah, I love it. We shall see. A little bit of focus is a good thing, I guess. I also have, did I show all the patterns? I also have some yarn. I bought quite some yarn with reasons. Let me start with yarn for myself because of my daughter's birthday. Together with this t-shirt I bought some Ndlovu. I really need a black cardigan in my life, a very easy peasy plain black cardigan. I don't have a lot of black knits. I have one black sweater with white color work, I guess, and I think that's the only one. Maybe I'm forgetting something right now, but I really love to wear black. Black gives me a feeling of confidence. So when I'm doing something excited, maybe I need a black cardigan when I visit Knitfest. I have black dresses and skirts. I learned from a colleague, from a former colleague when I worked at a Waldorf school, colors, specific colors can really influence your mood or your feeling, and which colors gives you which feeling. It's personal, of course, but for me, I know the darker colors really give me confidence when I am going out of my comfort zone, doing exciting things. Hey, there's the sun. I really need some darker colors because then I feel strong and powerful. I think this color, it's color 52, I think it's called Black Heather, and it was very fun, very funny, because last weekend I saw my brother and my mom knitted him a sweater in this color, just a plain raglan sweater, and it was very beautiful. It looked very good at him and I love the color. So it's not very black, but a little bit of heathered black. I love that. I have a lot of Ndlovu in my stash, but of course not this color. Then I bought some new to me yarn, which I'm not quite sure about. Let me see. I have the sweater for my son. I casted on the sweater for my son. I'm making the front porch sweater, which is really lovely, but I only did the cast on stitches and the setup. And the setup the setup row. I did swatch a little bit for the cable pattern, and I never swatch, I'm not a swatcher, but when I wanted to start this sweater, I really felt a strong need for swatching, so I thought, okay, listen to it. And it was good because I did change my needles after swatching. I'm knitting with 3.5mm needles per gint. It's a DK weight yarn. I'm a loose knitter. So that also will be a dropped shoulder pattern, a top-down dropped shoulder. The front porch is really a lovely, easy-peasy cable sweater. I love the look of it. I don't think I have a project page yet. Oh, I do have, with a picture of the swatch. So I can prove I swatched. I already unraveled it. This was my swatch. It's a pattern by Pearl Jam, Kevin Haggerty. Oh no, it's published in Designs by Pearl Jam. I don't know what that is, but the designer is called Kevin Haggerty, and it's a lovely all-over cabled sweater. My son chose this pattern. He really wants a classic cabled sweater. So the first rows, they are some shaping is involved, so it was not a mindless knit. So I put it away last week. I didn't have the time for knitting, which my brain is getting involved a little bit more. Only plain knitting. Okay, I'm sorry. Then, I bought some new yarn. It started with my oldest daughter. she came home with a store-bought sweater, a knitted store-bought sweater, a machine a machine knitted sweater, in a very plastic yarn. I don't know which it was. It was acrylic with polyamide. I don't know exactly what it was, but really something. It was beautiful, beautiful shade of dark green, and the fit was beautiful. It looked very good on her. But I said, oh, darling, I can make you such a sweater. And she said, yes, I know. She said, when I'm in the store and I fit sweaters like this, and when I bought a sweater like this, I always feel as if I am doing something illegal. because of the yarn. But I really wanted this sweater. She said, but there was another one I wanted, and I made pictures of it, so you can knit a sweater for me if you want to. So I thought, okay, I am not as quickly as she needs sweaters in her life. So I loved the idea that she made pictures in the fitting room. And let me show you. I don't want to... Oh no, I can't show it without... I have to, because then her name is there. I really think the privacy of my children is important. Oh wait, I can make a screenshot. When I show you my phone, you can see her name. And of course, I absolutely would love to show you everything because I'm very proud of my girl, but I don't want it. I want to keep them as private as possible. Okay, I'm sorry if I realize this. Oh, this way it can. It is an option. She showed me the pictures and I thought, okay, it is a lovely sweater, but it's quite out of my comfort zone color-wise. It's a very big, oversized sweater with bright pink, soft pink, and a purple stripe in the middle. Fuzzy yarn. Yeah, and as I said, very oversized. Okay, I told, and then I had a little bit of an error because the yarn I would choose. My oldest daughter is very sensitive to itchy yarns. And last year I knitted a sweater for my youngest girl with knitting for olive merino and mohair. And especially the knitting for olive merino was very soft to the skin. But it was very expensive, a very expensive sweater, and that's okay, because I thought when she doesn't like it, then I can wear it. It was dark green, I love the pattern, I love the color, and so I thought it's okay when I spend a lot of money on that yarn, because I really wanted to try it. And when she doesn't want to wear it, that's a little bit of the challenge with knitting. When you are in a store, you can fit a garment and you know, oh, I like it or not. When I knit you a sweater, you don't have that possibility. When the sweater is finished and you think, oh, I actually don't like it, yeah, then you have a problem. and I know that I have a problem, I guess. So I was a little bit insecure about the yarn, and I really wanted to support my yarn shop, my local yarn shop, or other yarn shops, but there was not really a yarn I could find which was not itchy and also not too expensive, so I didn't really know. And then I came to Drops Air. I don't know, I do know, I hear a lot of people talking about this yarn. It's quite popular, I guess. This is very, very pink. It is the fuzzy yarn. I'm not specifically, I don't know, I started crocheting with Drops yarn, and it's not that I'm against Drops yarns, but it's not the yarn I would choose for normally. But it's very affordable, and also it's very popular, so I think it will hold quite good. I'm not quite sure. And it's not itchy. I did the itchy test on my daughter, on my husband, and on my sister, and they are all very sensitive. And they all said, no, I can have this, I can have this. And that was really a heart jumping moment for me. I won't knit a sweater for my husband in this yarn, but my sister can have this yarn, and also my oldest daughter. So that's a lot of new possibilities, which are quite affordable. So I will try it. I ordered it online, and this is the color. I think it's called magenta. Oh, it's a mix of, it's a medium thick blow yarn made of baby alpaca and merino yarn, and it was also a little bit of nylon polyamide in it, I guess. So it will be those two stripes. It was strawberry, ice and magenta, I guess. And they didn't have the right shade of purple, so I ordered this yarn, which is called, it's also alpaca, drops alpaca, in this bright purple color, and I will hold it double for the stripes. It's looking less purple on screen as it is in reality, but I think this will be the perfect combination. So I will go quite far out of my comfort zone with this sweater, but I think it will be very much fun to knit. And yeah, I'm really curious how the yarn will be, how the sweater will be, how the wearing will be, because although I still prefer to make more sustainable choices in my yarn buying, with knitting for my teenagers, knitting with thicker yarn, fuzzy yarn, I think this is a good midway. Do you call that? We say that in Dutch. It's a good temporary solution. And when they are grown up and more, I can make more basic sweaters for life. So that's okay. Also, my youngest, she was watching on screen when we were picking colors, and she said, oh, I would love to knit myself a sweater too. And she chose this yarn, which is also drops air. I think this was called wine red, this color. It's also a bit purple. When I saw it in reality, I thought, oh, maybe this was purple enough to be the stripe. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it's really looking like red wine. So yeah, this is the first time drops air. No experience with it, but we shall see. So I have this sweater, my youngest will knit herself. I will have this sweater. I will have the sweater of my son. And my plan is to finish them before Christmas. And I don't know if that's a realistic goal, but I would love to. So the coming 2 weeks I will focus on my own projects for the Knit Fest, and then I will go for the kids knitting. I think that's a good idea. There's a lot more happening on my needles, but that's for another week. Yeah, so I think this was it for today. Yeah, next week I will make a vloggy episode for the English video on Monday. So I will bring you during my week, showing you my works in progress and what I'm up to, and I'm really looking forward to that. Last week we had holiday, and although I love holidays, I also get a little bit lost without my routines, and especially because we didn't all have holidays, so it was a little bit confusing. We didn't go away, we were at home, and that is nice, spending time at home together, but with the not daily routines I normally have, I don't know, I don't like that. So I was very happy that today is just a regular Monday with regular routines. I'm really going good on my routines, so I'm looking forward to do all the things this week, and I hope there will be a lot of knitting involved. Yeah, this was it for this week. It feels a little bit weird to talk for such a short time, but I think it's okay for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you are interested in my membership, the HeartJumping Friday membership, you are more than welcome. I make extra videos on Fridays, and those videos are a little bit of a Q&A themed videos. I answered all the questions you have in those videos. They can be about my knitting, but also about other things, about your own projects when you have a problem. And of course, I can't answer and I can't give you solutions for all your problems, but I try to give you a little bit background information with my own experiences. And yeah, it's just lovely to give those little think pushes when I receive questions. I learn a lot, and I love the chatting part, and I also try to bring you a little bit with me behind the scenes in those videos. So if you are interested, you're more than welcome, and you can find all the information down below. And if you're not, that's also perfectly fine. There are so many knitting podcasts and crochet podcasts, so there's a lot to watch, and I think that's a very good thing. I try to keep my episodes a little bit shorter. Maybe you noticed. I know a lot of people don't mind longer episodes, but I prefer to keep them shorter because, yeah, just because. I think that's a good idea. I love to watch shorter episodes myself too. Okay, so thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!